Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we will be making this gown that you are seeing now. This gown, we'll be making it. It's a trendy gown now, so we'll be making it. So the thing now is that we'll start by taking the full measurements. Why you are not seeing the full measurement, I mean the full length of the dresses, because the camera cannot get all of that. So but you'll be seeing the major part, which is my bust line, my waistline, my hip line. That will count at least. So after getting your dots, like your lines, mark them. You know that this dress, there is I think, what will I say, like a demarcation where the button was placed. So that is the 1 inch that I'm marking out. That is 1 inch. That 1 inch that I'm marking out, I will still sew it. So when you are taking your measurements, don't take it and don't start from the edge of the fabric. Start from that line that you have marked out. So this is me trying to mark out my shoulder. Sorry, not my shoulder, my armhole. Trying to mark out my armhole. Then I also slanted my shoulder too. That will help for fit too. Then this is me getting my bust measurement. I added extra 1 inch, sorry, 1.5 inch. And my waistline, I added extra 1 inch for that. Then my allowance. Then my hip line, this doesn't have your exact hip, but I will be using my hip measurement so that it can guide me to do what I want to do later on. So my hip measurement, after getting my hip measurement, I will add my hip measurement and also add my hip allowance. Then connect my lines. After connecting my lines, I will also go down. I don't know if you're going to be saying it, but just follow what I'm going to do. So on my hip line, I'm going to come out by 5 inches width. Then the upper part was where I started that line. It was 5 inch up. That is 5 inches from your hip line up, and 5 inches from your center line towards the outer hip. Then this will look well so that you can see where I'll be cutting out, because this line is useful, but make sure that you see where I'm cutting out. So this is my neckline. I'll be going down by 5, and by the side I'll be going width. The width of this shoulder is 3.5, because I don't want it to be too open. So I'll be doing 3.5 width, and the depth of the neckline is 5. Then I'll be cutting out all my lines. It will be nice if you pay attention to where I'm cutting. Nice, especially around that hip line. It will be very nice, because this is somehow tricky, and if you don't get it, it will affect the way the gown will come out. So see where I'm cutting. I'm cutting out that slant that that curve that I did around the hip line. Remember, 5 inches from your center to the outer hip part. Also, another thing is that I will be cutting out that part that is remaining, because that will be a guide to whatever I'm going to add to this remaining side of the gown. So after cutting out the front, I'm going to place the front to the back. Remember, when you're placing the front to the back, or remember to remove this excess, this like extra 1 inch. Remember to remove it. Then after removing it, I used my ruler to keep it in place. Then my neckline for the back, I didn't want it to go down, so that I can be able to hold the front in case if it's going to be going showing my boobs. So I have to trace out the lines, because it's exactly the same thing I will be doing, except that I'll be adding extra 1.5 inches for my zipper allowance. Extra 1 inch all the way down, extra 1.5 inches for my zipper allowance. Then when I'm done doing that, I'll trace out because exactly what I have in front is what I'm going to have at the back. So definitely I'll be tracing out the exact thing except the zipper allowance. So done tracing it out. This is what I'm going to be adding to the side. That is that extra flay by the side of the hip. This is what I'm going to be adding, and the length of this is 60 by 60. No, the length is 60 and the width is by 25. That is um this will have excess though, but this is for me to be on the safer side, so that any excess that will be coming out, I'll be able to trim it out. So here I have to start adding that 60 inches something that I cut out, the fabric that I cut out. So what I'm going to do is to get the center of that fabric that I cut out, get the center, and once I've gotten the center, I will notch it and pin it to the center of this dress. That is where you shaped that line that you shaped. That is the center. That's the line that you shaped from your armhole to your waistline to your hip line. That is the center. So when you pin the center, so after pinning the center, it's up to you to know the kind of pleats that you want to do. I also chalked my hip area because I don't want to pleat more than my hip area. So when I'm pleating from that center towards down on the gown, I don't want to pleat more than the hip area. So that is why I chalked that hip area. Then I'll be doing my pleating, and it is up to you. You can do any type of pleat, box pleating, knife pleating, any type of pleat that you want to do, you can do it. But me, I'm doing knife pleating, so this might take some time, but I will go and do it and show you what it look like. So this is what it's going to look like after you are done pleating. As you can see, the gown is coming to life small. So one thing here is that it's not going to be equal after, especially when you did not do when the flay is not sorry, when the attachment to the gown is not flay, it's not going to be equal. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to trim off. I'll place it. When you are doing this thing, be very careful so that you will not make mistake and cut what you're not supposed to cut. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to use I don't want to say let me say be careful. As you can see the way I'm doing it. If you are cutting it, you'll be measuring it with that center, so that you will be getting exact thing that you'll be getting from the both side. As you can see now, it's equal. So when you are done joining or pleat, you can even gather this thing if you want. You can even gather. So but after gathering or after pleating it, make sure that you carefully place it on a table, on a ground, and cut it out, which will make it equal with the actual gown length. This thing now that I'm doing will make it equal. Will make this pleat equal with the actual gown length. So after doing it, I found out that okay, is equal. Then I decided to trim off some excesses that I don't like. I was seeing something that I don't like, so I trim all of them out to get exact, and it's looking like what I want to do. So here I'll be cutting out the sleeve. The sleeve is more like a shirt sleeve, but I'll be adding extra few inches to it so that I will be able to add, because I want it to have a little puff or gathers at the shoulder area. So I'll be adding a little, or will I say few inches, to the actual size of my sleeve. So after cutting it out, I'll be going to go and stitch it, and I will show you what it looks like after I'm done stitching. I can't wait. So this is what it's looking like after I'm done stitching, after I'm done doing everything. After, when I'm done with this video, I'll go and find nice button that will fit the texture of the gown and put on it. But this is what it's looking like after. Rough. This is a rough video, so definitely please don't forget to subscribe and follow. Thank you so much.